Hello everybody, my name's Freddy, and you're watching Freddy Plays. Today's episode is going to be another tutorial, guys. I'm going to be teaching you how to create and use a workbench. That is this thing right here. It's very handy. It basically gives you a second build queue, which uses items that are in your inventory, and you get it running, and it will build independently while you go off and do other stuff. So it's handy if you're queuing up things. Let's say you need 200 wooden frames or something. You get them going in the workbench, and you still have your own personal queue to keep your own stuff going. Now, let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to need to do is unlock the workbench. Now this is one of the ones you don't actually need to go and find a book for. It's right here, underneath construction. I'll see it in a second. There it is, workbench. And you can see I've already purchased it, but the skill itself costs you 15 experience points, and you need a minimum level 20 in construction to be able to unlock this bad boy. So once you get your construction tools, this one here, up to 20, workbench will become available for purchase. Then once you bought it, you're good to go. The parts you'll need to build the workbench are as follows. You need a claw hammer, a wrench, 25 forged iron, 20 mechanical parts, 50 wood. Now, I know what you're thinking. The wrench and the hammer by themselves are freaking invaluable tools at some points in the game. So it can be a toss-up to whether or not you want to spend them to get the bench, but the bench is kind of a handy thing to have just in the background to keep your ammunition flowing, or your arrows, or your axes, or anything you need to keep going. Okay guys, so this is how you use the workbench. You poke it in the face, and basically it gives you your entire crafting set of options. Anything you could make by hand in the backpack, plus some extra odds and ends that you must have the workbench to build. Things like the handlebars for the mini bike need the workbench. Bear with me, I can hear a zombie. Okay, now that that's taken care of, up here you can see the output. This is where anything you build is going to go to. It's not going to go directly into your inventory, even though building with the workbench uses directly from your inventory. So let's get a queue of these things going. We're going to make 31 chest armor in the cloth variety. Boom. So in a minute, when one finishes, you'll see it'll appear up here. So the idea is to queue up big quantities of things. Like build 300 arrows, build bloody... stone axes are going to be like one per, but build your quantity based items, things that stack, your frames, your arrows. I really can't think of anything else. Torches, candles, that sort of stuff, and that will stack delightfully. Once this is full, production will halt, so try to manage that as best you can. Grab these out of here. I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay guys, so just quickly while we're on the crafting topic, you do need to have this crafting window open, the workbench window, not your own personal crafting window, open in order to receive experience from building in the workbench. If you set 1,000 arrows going and think, score, this is going to build up my weapon skill by itself, not going to happen. You only get experience if you are at the bench. If you walk away, your shit will still build and you'll still get it and you'll be fine. You're just not going to get that experience. So if you did want to get faster experience on, let's say for example, weaponsmithing, get a ton of materials, split them into two groups, build 100 or 1,000 arrows in the workbench, staying at the workbench, and at the same time get another 1,000 or whatever arrows going in your backpack. Backpack doesn't matter, that'll give you the experience, but if you open up the workbench and just watch those 1,000 arrows build, you'll be getting double experience simultaneously. Good. Excellent. Now, the other feature of the workbench is this part down here, combine. Now, at first I had no friggin' idea what that was about, but it turns out what you do is you take two items of a very similar level, dump them here, and you can see it combines A and B and gives you the result, which is a slightly improved version of the first two. So this can be handy for getting, that little bit better item, which, let's be honest, in a game like 7 Days to Die can literally be the difference between life and death, and it can also, with mining and construction tools, can be the difference between 10 swings and 15 swings, and once you're collecting stone and things like that, that shit adds up. So we're going to quickly knock these through and see what happens. Okay, so that took a couple of minutes. What we did was we combined everything down the list, and then we combined everything and everything and everything until we wound up with just one item. And you can see we actually went from having a starting item with about 130 quality to a finished item with 178 quality. Now this can seem like a bit of a waste of resources, so it's up to you whether or not you want to do it. It's also handy for when you've got two items, like for example this pickaxe, which are, again, quite similar in quality, but you can see that a 393 and a 376 are combining to give me a full health 400 pickaxe, which is bloody excellent. So I will leave that there. That was well done. Well played. Okay, so now you know how to use it, you know where to find the parts, and you know the ins and outs of it pretty well. I did realize through a bit of exploration that you can find these things in some gas stations. And I have it on a reasonable authority. I've not tested it, unfortunately, so please feel free to do it and let me know in the comments. I believe that with one of these bad boys, you can actually harvest... You know what? Let's do it. Fuck it, let's do it. There's nothing in there, and I can always make another one. So, let's say you found one of these sitting around the gas station. I've been told you can harvest... God, I hope this works. Otherwise, I'm gonna look pretty silly. Boom! Workbench. Score. There you have it, kids. If you find yourself a workbench and you happen to have a wrench, don't build one, harvest one. Okay guys, that's going to kill it for this episode. If you enjoy the tutorial, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a few more of these tutorials, and I've got a few others that are already up. They're all in the same playlist, guys. Feel free to hit me up in the comments with anything you think I've overlooked, or anything that you would like for me to comment on. Holy crap, that tree just expanded like crazy. My trees are growing. Nice. Lumber. Okay guys, that's going to do it for now though. But until next time, may all of your battles be epic, all of your loot drops legendary, and I'll see you dudes in the next episode. Bye.